Hello, and welcome to Connecting You to You Radio, where we tune in to receive the messages of health and well being that are being broadcast from the soul. I'm your host, Lisa Warner, author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. I show you how to heal your body naturally by combining your body's innate intelligence with the wisdom of your own soul, so that you can break through the mental programming of limiting beliefs that cause disease and make healing your body and changing your life simple. Hello and welcome. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I'm Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. It's a book I wrote after I healed myself from cancer without doctors or pills or anything medical whatsoever, not even special diets. I healed by healing myself. I healed my body by healing myself. So, one of the greatest misconceptions that we as humans have is that we are physical beings. And as physical beings, we are prone to death. Because when the body stops functioning, we assume that we stop existing. But this is perhaps the greatest illusion of them all. Death is actually not a thing for us. We are eternal beings. We are non-physical beings, souls, having a physical experience. The soul is pure isness, pure consciousness that exists in an individuated form. The soul is the core essence of who we are. It does not die. Look at all of the stories that we hear of people who have near-death experiences. Their body stops functioning for a period of time. They seem to die, but then the body gets revived and the person comes back and says, "Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. There was so much love. There was so much light." Clearly, they were existing even when their body stopped functioning. So, existence exists. Because we exist forever. We can't not exist. Because we exist, we can't not exist. This sounds probably really kind of odd, but we either exist or we don't. There is no having it both ways. So because we exist, we always exist. We don't always exist in physical form. Now, physicalness is temporary. All life forms in physical form are temporary. Look at trees, grow old, they fall over, they die, they generate new life. We come and we go in different physical incarnations. Many people have remembrances from past life experiences or other life experiences, let's say, in physical form. We are not these physical forms. The physical body is designed to house the soul, the living life force essence
that animates the body. We, the souls we are the living life force energy that animates the body. We are not the body. It's really, really important that we start to understand this, because it's time to end this illusion of death. People are driven to do all kinds of crazy, stupid things to try to avoid dying. And they end up killing off their body because there's so much fear. When we are in fear, it's easy for others to control us. When we are in fear, we are giving up our power. When I found myself facing cancer, I was afraid of this enemy that was attacking my body. Until I realized that cancer, this killer enemy, is an illusion. It's not what's happening to our bodies. But we have been taught so much fear about death that we've been easily led to believe that there are killer diseases that are attacking our bodies, when this isn't true at all. If we had no fear of death, we would have no fear of things happening to our bodies. When we have no fear of death, when we start to realize that we are eternal beings, we start to operate from love. We start to operate from peace and inner knowing. And everything changes. When I found myself facing cancer, I didn't want that to be my reality in any way, shape, or form. I wanted that to be gone. I didn't want any disease at all. So, in order for me to heal myself, I couldn't go down the path of the medical model, because that's the path of cancer. I wanted the path of healing. The medical model doesn't even offer healing, it offers remission. Not the same thing. So I struck off on my own path to find out how I could get rid of cancer from my reality forever. That was my goal. And that's exactly what happened. And the way I did it was I tuned inside. I started to tune into the core of my being, into the part of me that's eternal. And I started to reconnect to myself, started to reconnect to my core essence, to my greater wisdom, to the part of me that has all the answers. And when I was finally able to get my mind quiet enough, the answers popped right in. And the answers showed me, hey, Lisa, your body's not being attacked by some killer disease. Your body is responding to the emotional input you're providing. The emotional input I was providing my body was, I was feeling less than, I was feeling rejected, I was feeling worried and scared and afraid and stressed over money. I had all kinds of issues going on in my mind and in my life, and subsequently in my body. Many, many different things going on all simultaneously. I was pretty much a mess. But I realized it didn't have to be that way. When I started to tune in to the truth of who I am as a being, I started to realize There is no death. There's literally nothing to fear. We've been taught to fear. We have been used as commodities on this planet for a very long time. Soldiers sent into battle, expendable commodities. We're not expendable commodities, but we're treated as such by the powers that be currently, who think they are currently in charge on this planet. And because when we start to remember who we are and we start to step back into our power, the powers that be don't like us standing in our power. So traditionally, any beings who have been standing in their power, any beings who have been standing in alignment with nature, living in alignment with God, source, universe, they've been systematically destroyed on this planet by the dark forces who are still in operation on this planet. And they rule by fear of death. What if none of us feared death any longer? What if we realized there was no death? We wouldn't be able to be pushed around on this planet, and we definitely wouldn't have dark forces ruling the planet. We wouldn't be giving our power away to experts who are selling us treatments that don't treat anything. We would be tuning in, and we'd be living in alignment with the truth of who we are. We would be existing for hundreds of years in these bodies, because these bodies are designed to rejuvenate themselves. But we've been taught death. We have been taught to die. We've been taught that our bodies last 70, 80, 90 years. Maybe if you reach triple digits, wow, bonus. This isn't true. Look back at the stories in the Bible of people who lived hundreds of years. Yeshua's grandmother, Anna, she was 600 years old and in a perfectly healthy body. This is what's actually possible for all of us. But we've been taught that life is short. We've been taught death. It's time to end the trance. Time to transcend. Trance-end. Put an end to the trance of death so that we can actually take our power back. We can actually stop fearing our bodies. We can stop fearing killer diseases because there is no such thing. We simply allow our consciousness to run amok, and we simply allow ourselves to be treated to death. There's no need. Our bodies are designed to heal themselves. But they can't do it when we're in fear. When we're in fear of death and dying, our bodies cannot heal because our bodies can only function to the level of our consciousness. And if our consciousness is at such a low level that we're fearing death, which is the ultimate illusion, then we can't live. We're here to live life to the fullest. But here we are as the collective humanity just barely surviving. Humanity is not thriving. In case you hadn't noticed recently, our planet is not thriving. Life on Earth is not thriving. It is dying, right? It is degrading. But there is no death. For us, we are eternal beings. And when we stop fearing death, we start to stand in our power. We stop listening to the people who want us to die for various reasons, because it's very profitable. Unfortunately, our deaths are very profitable for some people. When we start standing in our power, we start tuning in to our infinite nature. We start tuning in to God, source, universe, to the divine intelligence inside. We start sourcing better quality answers than the answers we're currently being provided on this planet. And we start to recognize there's nothing to fear. And so we stop fearing. We stop living in fear. We stop living in doubt and worry. And we start to actually live. Living is not the same thing as not dying, right? There are all kinds of people who are trying to not die, but that's not living. When we start to actually live, we start to live with enthusiasm and excitement. We start generating living life force energy moving through our bodies. That's what starts regenerating and rejuvenating the body. That movement of living life force energy through the body. Fear shuts down the flow of living life force energy. Fear is the opposite of life. When we stop fearing death, we can start to actually live. And when we start to actually live, we start becoming healthy again. We start thinking more clearly. We start having better quality thought patterns. We start to recognize all of the things out in the world that are here for our demise. All of the chemicals that are added to all of the foods that break down our cellular structure and add to our degradation, our inability to actually live with radiance and vitality. And we stop participating in those foods. We start thinking better quality thoughts than, oh my God, I have a killer disease. It's not true. It's not a helpful thought. Our bodies are designed to heal and rejuvenate themselves. They are self-healing organisms, except when we don't recognize them as such. Then they cannot heal themselves because we don't provide the proper environment for them to heal. Fear, doubt, worry, anger, stress, frustration, these are not conducive to healing our bodies. And underneath all of those is literally the fear of death. The fear of death prevents us from living. Are you ready to end the trance? Are you ready to transcend death? see it for the illusion that it is, and see yourself as the eternal being you are. It's time. It's time for us to live life. I hope this was helpful to you. If so, please let me know. Subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Share this video if you know somebody who would benefit from it. Help me out. Get the word out. If you'd like to, if there's anything I can do to assist you in your journey, reach out to me through my website, connectingyou2you.com. I am here as a teacher and a guide to help transcend all of these illusions that have us trapped in suffering and living less than our full potential. I hope this was helpful to you. Until next time, create for yourselves a great day and go out and live life to the fullest because you can. I'm Lisa Warner. I'm the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, and you can find me at connectingyou2you.com. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Connecting You to You Radio. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Are you ready to discover more about how simple healing your body can actually be when you do it from the higher wisdom of your soul? To learn more about what I do and how you can work with me, visit connectingyou2you.com and get on my mailing list to be the first to know about my latest offerings. If you'd like to interact with me on Facebook, please join my group, Soul Sourced Healing. Check the show notes below for these links and more. I hope to see you again next time on Connecting You to You Radio.